Have people suddenly become richer? Look around. Designer bags, latest iPhones, international trips, SUVs in every other parking spot. Either salaries have secretly tripled or something else is happening. Let's sit with that for a moment. Picture a 24-year-old scrolling Instagram. Everyone around them is at rooftop brunches, wearing designer sneakers, posting from Bali. They are working the same entry level job, living in the same rented flat, earning at the same modest salary. But online, everyone looks like they have already made it. So they ask the quite painful question: what am I doing wrong? And the answer they find isn't you are doing fine. The answer is buy this, look like them, keep up. Because here's what actually happened: people haven't become richer, they have just learned how to look it. Let's break that down. Earlier, generations wanted luxury too, but luxury was genuinely out of reach. If you couldn't afford something, you couldn't have it. Simple. The gap between wanting and having was visible, honest, painful, maybe, but clear. Today, the gap has been erased, not because people are earning more, but because brands discovered something brilliant. If you can't afford rupees 1.2 lakh, maybe you can afford rupees 10,000 a month. EMIs, credit cards, buy now pay later, zero down payment, easy monthly installments. Everything is on EMI now. The rupees 1.2 lakh iPhone, EMI. The rupees 15,000 Nike shoes, EMI. The rupees 20 lakh SUV sitting in the parking lot, EMI. Here's a number that should make you pause. Out of every 10 iPhones sold in India, 7 are bought on EMI. 7 out of 10. That means most people holding that iPhone didn't pay for it. They are still paying for it. But you wouldn't know that by looking at them because brands stopped selling products. They started selling affordability. And affordability sounds like access. It sounds like an opportunity. It sounds like you have finally made it. But here's what is actually is debt repackaged as empowerment. The brain doesn't register 10,000 the way it registers 1.2 lakh. And that gap between what something costs and what it feels like it costs is where the illusion lives. Looking rich has become more accessible than being rich. And once that shift happens, everything changes. Because now it's not about wanting things you can't afford, it's about looking like you can afford them. And that's where social media enters. Social media didn't just give us a platform to share our lives, it turned life into performance, where your worth is measured by what's visible, not your savings, not your stability, not your peace of mind, your outfit, your vacation, your aesthetic, and the cost of staying in that performance keeps rising. You don't just need one good photo anymore. You need the right angle, the right filter, the right location, the right brand in the frame. Someone earning rupees 20,000 a month is shopping at Zara, posting Starbucks cups because not being seen at the right places feels like being left behind. The rupees 15,000 concert ticket bought, posted, captioned, not because the music mattered that much, but because everyone needs to know you were there, that you could afford it, that you are part of that world. The weekend trip to Goa, funded by a personal loan, not because the trip was planned, but because everyone else is posting from beaches. And staying home feels like admitting you wouldn't keep up. FOMO isn't just fear of missing out anymore, it's fear of being seen missing out. And if you are not performing, you are invisible. Add influencer culture to this. Influencers aren't just people with followers anymore, they are walking advertisements for a life you are told you deserve. Treat yourself, you work hard, invest in yourself. These aren't just captions, they are psychological tactics. They sell you a rupees 10 lakh car on EMI as treating yourself, as if borrowing money and self love are the same thing. They sell you the rupees 50,000 skincare routine, the rupees 1 lakh vacation, the designer handbag, all framed as investments in yourself. And here's the trick, they make spending feel like self care, they make debt feel like ambition, they make living beyond your means feel like living your best life. And the most dangerous part, aspiration has been rebranded as achievement. You post the designer bag, people assume success. You post the vacation, people assume wealth. You post the aesthetic life, people assume arrival. Nobody sees the credit card statement, nobody sees the anxiety, nobody sees the months of financial stress behind that one curated post. The performance is what matters, the reality is hidden. And here's what makes it even more dangerous. We are not even using cash anymore. UPI, credit cards, tap and pay, money has become invisible. When you hand over 5,000 in cash, you feel it leave your hands.
Your brain registers loss, but when you tap a card or scan a code, nothing. No friction, no pain. You swipe, you tap, you move on.
And by the end of the month, you look at your statement and think, how did I spend this much? Because spending stopped feeling like spending. It started feeling like a series of small, forgettable moments that quietly add up to financial stress you didn't see coming. So let's be very clear about what's happening here. This generation has become better at borrowing, better at performing, better at looking successful while quietly drowning in debt. And this isn't about calling anyone stupid or shallow. This is about recognizing a system that was deliberately built, a system that sold everyone the idea that looking successful is the same as being successful. Society built this trap carefully, profitably, but understanding how the trap was built doesn't mean you have to stay in it. Yes, the pressure is real. The algorithms are designed to make you feel inadequate. The brands know exactly what psychological buttons to push. The culture rewards performance over substance. All of that is true, but you still get to choose. You can choose to stop measuring your worth by what's visible. You can choose to see through the affordability illusion. You can choose to let others perform while you build in private. Because here's what nobody tells you, the people who look the richest are often the ones drowning the hardest. And the people who are actually building wealth, they are not performing, they are compounding quietly, consistently. Real wealth doesn't announce itself, it doesn't need to. So the next time you see someone with the latest iPhone, the designer outfit, the picture perfect life, don't assume that they are rich. They might just be better at looking like they are. And before you swipe that card for something you can't afford, ask yourself, am I buying this because I need it or because I need to be seen having it? People haven't become richer, they have just learned how to look rich. That's the flip. I'll see you in the next one.